Welcome to Sports Therapy. Sports Therapy is a sports and entertainment TV show that deals with previews and reviews from all sporting faculties, from football, basketball, tennis, and boxing. I won't be doing this alone because I have celebrity guests in the studios with me as we discuss their favorite teams and why they support those sporting faculties. This show is segmented into 3 different sections. The first segment delves deep into analysis of the sporting faculty for the day, after which we go to the streets to take the views of the people on their favorite teams and predictions. And we give results of the week just passed. The second segment has to do with the celebrity guest in Studio B.
So if we need a striker, I think we need someone else to replace Lacazette for us to get to where the game exactly is.
And the third segment has to do with the trivial games of knowledge.
Mayweather has changed the face of Boston, so I think
PM every Wednesday.
Hi, when it comes to trending stories in the world of entertainment, you need an authentic platform to keep you updated.
That's where we come in with EP Xtra on EP Radio TV.
On EP Extra, we bring you the most informative and interesting stories in the world of entertainment.
Coupled with the general public opinion on trending issues, we also bring you factors on social media.
A segment of EP Extra which highlights on social media trends for the day. So join me, Kelvin Fnk,
And me, Irene Pax. With me, your hot gossip.
at this time live on EP Radio TV Africa. Follow us on our various social media handles on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube.
EP Extra, your infotainment hub.
It's another Monday and we are back to the studios of EP TV Africa. The program is EP Extra with me, Kelvin Fnk. On today's EP Extra, I'll be joined in the next few minutes by Ray himself to talk about sport. It's all about sports therapy. We all know that the Ghana Black Stars are no more in the ongoing World Cup, but I'm sure by now a lot of people's hearts is coming down. You people for calm down small, wanna take them easy, no easy. So today's EP Extra promises to be, of course, entertaining and with the whole sports therapy thereabout. We'll be talking about entertainment. In entertainment, I will bring in you an update on what Ghanaians think about how Dede Ayew missed the penalty. Now the crown has moved from. We'll bring that discussion later on. And later on, I'll be talking to you about what Pete Edochie, for the very first time, after his son, Yul Edochie, took a second wife, what he has to say about his son taking a second wife. And also, I will bring you an update from America where Simon Cowell, you all know Simon, right? Simon seems to be going through a phase in his face or on his face at the moment. There's quite a touching story surrounding Simon right now. We'll bring in an update on that pretty soon. So today's EP Extra promises to be entertaining, of course, with sports therapy with me, Kelvin Fnk, and Ray will be joining me soon with sports therapy there. But don't forget to follow us on our various social media handles and let's get interactive. Subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can easily access us wherever you are all around the world. We are right there on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. We are also on our website, www.eptvafrica.com. Let's go for a quick commercial break. When I come back, Ray is going to be joining me right here on EP Extra. We'll be right back.
Welcome to Sports Therapy. Sports Therapy is a sports and entertainment TV show that deals with previews and reviews from all sporting faculties, from football, basketball, tennis, and boxing. I won't be doing this alone because I have celebrity guests in the studios with me as we discuss their favorite teams and why they support those sporting faculties. This show is segmented into 3 different sections. The first segment delves deep into analysis of the sporting faculty for the day, after which we go to the streets to take the views of the people on their favorite teams and predictions. And we give results of the week just passed. The second segment has to do with the celebrity guest in Studio B.
so if we need a striker, I think we need someone else to replace Lacazette for us to get to where the game exactly is.
And the third segment has to do with the trivial games of knowledge.
Mayweather has changed the face of Boston, so I think he is the best.
Catch me live on this station from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. every Wednesday. Welcome back. As you heard that short man say, He said it's EP Extra, but trust me, sports therapy. Don't mind Kevin. I'm live with you. We're coming to you straight from our studios right here in Accra, Ghana. It's EPTV Africa, and I'm bringing you all the juicy bits in terms of sports and what has been going on. Like Kevin initially said, the Black Stars has eventually, I'm saying eventually because like we all saw it coming. They've broken our hearts, and you can tell by my voice I'm a little bit sad. And following Black Stars, Senegal also followed their footsteps. So, giving you the headlines of what I have for you on Sports Therapy today, the Three Lions has finally taken out the Teranga Lions of Senegal to knock them out of the whole tournament and made a case for Africa a little bit worse. Now we have just one representative in the World Cup being Morocco. Moving on to other headlines, England versus France showdown after both teams overcome their round of 16 opponents. Pele is saying he's stable in health after a scare report on Saturday that was reported that the king is having a little bit of a health issue. And finally on sport, Cristiano Ronaldo has been offered a bumper massive contract by Saudi group. And just to chip in on what we have for you today in the World Cup, Japan faces Croatia as well as Brazil facing the Republic of Korea. Yes, so I would have loved to go for a break, but I mean, let's just go straight into the stories we have for today. So Senegal faced England yesterday in a very, very poor outing for the Senegalese team, where they conceded 2 quick goals in the first half to not just dampen their spirit, but it caused chaos across the team from defense, midfield. They started the game well, created chances, but then didn't take those opportunities as Jordan Pickford was busy earlier on in the game. But then the Three Lions grew into it, and goals from Harry Kane as well as Jordan Henderson was enough to seal the victory for the Three Lions and take them up to the next stage to face France. And that would bring us to our next headline for the day, where England is facing France in what will be a mouth-watering encounter where 2 star-studded sides go head-to-head. It is a game that will be much watched by fans across the world, as we see or get to know that one of these teams definitely won't be picking up the crown of the World Cup champions. Mbappe has been speaking, a lot of players has been speaking about it, both current and old. And if I should read a saying from one of the past England players, and Rio Ferdinand, he says, "This is an encounter that I really, really look forward to, and I hope we come out on top, because Killian, he says in exclamation mark there." I mean, the build up to the game, we still have some games before we get that game, but you can tell the hype is real. This is the first big game in the round of the knockout stages of the World Cup. Now moving on to other not so exciting news. Pele, as we all know him, he has given his report after his doctors came out to say he had a little bit of a health issue. There was reports on Saturdays that came out that said he had a little bit of a scare in terms of his health, his heart was failing and all that. But he has come out himself to reassure his fans and the world at large that he's fine and he's feeling strong and stable after treatments was examined or put through on him. He's fine and we're all glad. I mean, we want him to be around for when World Cup is around. When you say football, I mean, Pele comes to mind, if you know what I mean. If you didn't watch him play, you can go on YouTube and see his videos. Now moving on from a past legend to a current legend who has had a lot of controversies around him. I mean, from Manchester United to the interview with Piers Morgan, a whole lot of talks. I mean, but now the man, he was sacked by Manchester United, but you know you can't keep Ronaldo out of the headlines for so long. He's been offered a massive contract by a Saudi Arabian group, and free agent Cristiano Ronaldo will sign a 2.5-year contract with Saudi Arabian side Al Nassr in a deal potentially worth £200 million per season. Let me take that again. £200 million per season. I mean, there was talks about him going into other teams across in Europe, but the truth about the matter is all the big boys have all denied association with Ronaldo in terms of him signing for their club. Most recently, Bayern Munich came out and said they didn't want a player profile of Ronaldo's in their teams and they will look elsewhere. And after leaving Manchester United, there was only a few teams around the world in Europe's elite clubs, I mean Champions League playing clubs, who could afford Ronaldo's huge wage bill. I mean, the man takes home a whopping £680,000 just for one Sunday to one Sunday. Eesh. Imagine that money. And now Saudi is offering him $200 million per season for 10 months. And he's going to play 2.5 seasons, which means he'll be taking home $450 million in just a short space of time, 2 years and a half. And I mean, that's great news. The Ronaldo fans like myself, we want to see him play for a while. I mean, we won't get to see him that much in Saudi Arabia, but we know he'll still be active in football after the World Cup, and that's great news for everyone in the Cristiano Ronaldo camp. So that's what I have for you today in sports, or on Sports Therapy. I'll run you through the matches we have today, as we have an exciting encounter. The underdogs of this tournament, Japan, takes on, not so underdog, I mean last World Cup's finalists, losing finalist Croatia, in a very thrilling encounter today at 3 p.m. And then later on in the day, the Samba Boys of Brazil would face another surprise, should I say, underdog in this knockout stages of the World Cup in Croatia, the Southern Republic of Croatia. Sir Huminson and his boys, they will be up for this one. Make sure you watch those games today. As I hand over to the man, should I say the man or the short man?
Not so quick.
So quick. I hear your first story today is about the DIU.
Yeah, not so
not
quick.
To pry into it.
Yes, that's actually my first story. That's actually because we all know that the Black Stars in general, since the Qatar 2022 started, they became a celebrity. So everybody was literally talking about them. Not just sports personnel, even co-actors in the industry. We're talking about them. Musicians, everybody was celebrating.
Before you even go into it, were you happy about the penalty? Yes.
I wouldn't say I'm happy about the penalty. I wouldn't give my opinion now, but what we want to talk about first, let's start with how Ghanaians see. Personally, what do you think? You throw the question to me, I'm throwing it to you before I hear what the general public has to say.
I was beyond sad, disappointed. I expected more from him as a captain. There are ways to miss a penalty and people go like, yes, you gave your best, you gave it a shot, but the day you let us down, I have to say.
Okay, now why he has that opinion, the general public also has their opinions, because as I said during our last week bulletin, we all know that a lot of expectations was on the Black Stars, but now as it turns out, they're out of the World Cup. So my colleague Aaron Parks went into the streets of Ghana to ask the cross section of the Ghanaian public what they think about DDIU missing the penalty. So watch this, we'll be right back.
Hi, my name is Irene Parks. We're on the street asking the general public what they think about the DIU's penalty kick.
The DIU penalty, in fact, Omagana ubie di arewo. You see, where you friend is saying, as a moja free, na rewa no di nyina mu. Abana papa na nisu nisu. Nti wa haya papa. At enye hwe say we ase de amana sa ankenye. Na baba rama de enyina ubie di ho abobo se esen koma na tenase. So no mani gina mu bo. Nti Ghana ye fantu ye hofo. The next ye ne de ye bompa ye say old prayers no obi be free mu no ma new aba has prayer o godin ko ye say na ka obi expect so be mana bobi so amana amo nti ye nyina no me say the aba no de ya pa.
It's not like, to me, football is game of luck, especially penalty. Penalty is a game of luck. That's what I would say, but it's not his fault.
The penalty, your my force. He try best. Because even it's never easy. Because winning what try the best. As a more young you see the vibe. Normal body we have ups and downs. Or in years we're gonna be praising. Yeah, and normal we're trying the best.
The day you penalty in the me make I say pressure can home. Because we are seeing now then. Yeah. And yeah, easy say. And I may no do if it's the board yeah but bonus yeah to me boy be featuring the baby original a ball no so count what I say We say so ko move ko na chika kra na se bia ball no nka hoden wo mu anka e be chimi aye bibi to se be o china aye no ene bi o ball no de e na ono mu no o lefty nti no keeper no nka sa na wa chi direction no dada ti say ko no ma adwene se senka ball na hoden bi wo mu a anka be chimi aye bibi ananka ko soro kakra kra nti no
Did you penalty no boy no Ghana for Diablo papa because Asamoah captain man on the end the same thing Asamoah on the end the same thing on so the air nti no aboy from about only ni nwana wasanka ye yom na fi match nim you say yom mu fi match nim because am high pa am high in fact the fufu ase kwa
I don't blame him because of his daughter collapse. So all these things is in his brain. So it's not something that we will go blame him. So if you are to blame someone, but you have to check at the back before. But if you didn't trace the necessary things and you just wake up and say this man he do this, he do that, no, the ball it was good, but he was not in his mind.
The day you penalty is not his fault because any penalty you want to play, you know. All over the world, who know say you pray penalty for you to score. But to me, I'm not harming to the say the day you forget about the penalty and make wrong and keep the 10. When you keep the 10 now, you keep the 10 and the keeper catch the penalty, it's not his fault because for penalty. For you to play, keeper will catch or the thing will make bar. Yes, and the people who show you there, anything can happen about the penalty. Because when somebody go pray penalty, it's not his fault. Sometimes he can score, sometimes he can lose. Yeah.
Okay, so this is what the people are saying. Let's move back to the studio. My name is Irene Pax.
So that was a cross-section of the Ghanaian public sharing their opinion on what they think about Dede Ayew missing out on the penalty. Ray, you're a sports person. Before I let you go, you were giving your opinion about what you think. Do you think that Ghanaians really had a lot of expectations on these Black Stars, in as much as we know they were under, a hot seat and all that?
Well, going into the tournament, from majority of people I spoke to, a lot of people didn't really have high hopes.
Oh.
They expected this outcome we had, but then during the tournament when we played or won against Korea, it gave people that sense of, oh, okay, could they? Do you get what I mean? They actually deliver on their promise, or on the field promise. But then you needed a draw against Uruguay. The stage was set to have the whole revenge thing on Suarez and the whole Uruguay thing. You just needed a draw, and then you had a penalty, so it dampened everyone's spirit. And going forward, it's something that we need to work on. If you're going into a tournament, you need to be ready for anything. Not as much as you prepare for the game, in terms of tactics and all. Mentally, you need to be up there, because we can't go to a tournament as Black Stars and have something at the back of our mind that we are cursed with penalties. No. Penalties is part of the game,
and that is something I wanted to ask the general public generally. A couple of days ago, prior to this particular game, I was in a boat or an Uber, and the driver was like, most Ghanaians don't really support the Black Stars, and because they've already concluded in their minds that the Black Stars are not going to win, they eventually don't win.
It's not a conclusion, it's based on experience.
When
things repeat themselves over and over, people get to know, okay, this is the outcome. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
So now that people have gotten to see this is what it is, how do you expect Black Stars to go from this performance to winning AFCON? It doesn't work like that. If they had gotten to, let's say, a semi-final, then the thoughts start coming to people's mind. Okay, if they can get to a semi-final of a World Cup, at least AFCON is a good target for them to start with, in terms of achieving silverware. But when you get thrown out of the tournament or the group stage of the World Cup, people don't have high expectations, so you don't expect them to start having high expectations all of a sudden.
Talking about high expectations and low morals, you made mention of that early on. So after the game, Dede Ayew came out to give out some sad revelations about the fact that prior to the game, before that game started, he got an information saying that his godson passed away. So sad, yes. So mentally he wasn't stable, and whilst he so this is my question. If he wasn't stable mentally, was there no way in which he could have been taken out of the game because of his possible in football?
Shifting blames is easy. We could say, yeah, everyone respect. When you lose people, you're not in the same frame of mind as to before. The player to know, oh, am I mentally ready for this? And now it's a penalty. Asamoah took 12 years ago has a whole lot of pressure than the penalty the day Ayew took. If Dede Ayew knew for some reason, best we all didn't know as a country.
Yeah.
If he knew, oh, maybe I'm not in the right state of mind, there are 10 other players who could have played it. And I would shift the portion in losing his godson and then playing him. No, we just saw Raheem team because thieves broke into his house. That means he's not psych players to play when they are not mentally there, no matter how good they are. So I'll shift a little bit of blame to the coach as well as the Ayew. Responsibilities are
into is the fact that Dede Ayew's sad revelation did not just end there. He was also watching, and when immediately he missed the penalty. He had to from the sports to check up on his child. So I'm just going to be reading to you. He gave out. This is what some people will say, as you said, shifting the blame. But let me just read to you. World Cup dropout came. So he says our was not what we were looking forward to in a tournament, but unfortunately, very, very proud of my teammates for putting up a wonderful team pitch for our country, Ghana. I'll just move downwards, and it says very difficult. I've had days. I lost my godson and the money which we just spoke about. The pot to the hospital because you failed a penalty. That was why his daughter was rushing. Interesting. So in general, he says, spirit, we will never say die until the bones. He gave some rest in peace to his godson Adam. Sad moment of his life. So we don't know how.
It's a sad one. I mean, like, it's something that we shouldn't to move on and get some breath of fresh air into the Black Stars team. But break where when we come back, it's actually now going to be EP Xtra. We'll go on this quick commercial break. We'll be right back.
When it comes to trending stories in the world of entertainment, you need an authentic platform to keep you updated.
That's where we come in with EP Xtra on EP Radio TV.
On EP Xtra, we bring you the most informative and interesting stories in the world of entertainment.
Coupled with the general public opinion on trending issues, we also bring you podcasts on social media.
A segment of EP Xtra which highlights on social media trends for the day. So join me, Kelvin Fnk.
And me, Irene Pax. With me, your hot gossip.
At this time, live on EP Radio TV Africa. Follow us on our various social media handles on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube.
EP Xtra, your infotainment hub.
Hi! When was the last time you read a good book or listened to a great poetry piece? Do you feel lazy doing either of them? You can be a part of the show as well. Just send me a DM, and like I always say, join me on my MPYOB. Let's chill.
Alright, welcome back. The program is EP Xtra with me, Kelvin Fnk. If you're just logging on, you've kind of missed a whole lot of sports conversation I had with Ray. Have a replay right here on our various social media handles, which is currently scrolling right now on your screen. Now, let me move straight into today's EP Xtra properly. My first story, I'll be talking about one of Nigeria's finest veteran actor, Peter Edochie, coming out for the first time to give what he say or what he thinks about his first son taking a second wife. So we all know that Yul Edochie's marriage saga and the second wife situation came as a surprise to many, because we know Yul Edochie is from a Christian home. We all know that Peter Edochie is a Christian person, but now the fact that he took a second wife, it's something that didn't really sit down well with the general public. But for the very first time in a long time, his father, Peter Edochie, has come out to say what he feels about his son actually taking a second wife. So I'm just going to be reading to you what Peter Edochie posted, or during an interview section Peter Edochie had, what he said. So according to Peter Edochie, he's saying that he doesn't really feel good about it in general. He doesn't really feel good about it because he's a Christian man and his Christian faith does not approve that. But at the end of the day, the choice is for his son, because he's already, I wouldn't want to use the other phrase after they say a grown man. The son is a grown man already, so he has his own choice. So regardless of what the father thinks, at the end of the day, he's the man of his house and he knows how he will be able to handle both women. Mind you, we know very well, we know super well that his first wife is not in support of him taking a second wife. And it happens. It has happened, and we're wishing him all the very best. We don't know if he's coming up for presidential election in the next election, because we know he's also fond of coming on social media and giving his own opinions about things. But yeah, so Peter Edochie is saying that he don't feel good, but he's his choice. Peter Edochie speaks about his son taking her second wife. We'll see what pans out in the coming days. Now, so basically, it seems today I'll be talking about marriage a lot. Let me move to another marriage issue, but of course still relating to entertainment. You all know Regina Daniels, right? One of the finest Nollywood actresses we have in Nigeria, Regina Daniels. And the fact that she's married to a billionaire, Ned, with the Bololo. I wouldn't want to give him a description. So, veteran Nollywood actress Regina Daniels' husband, Ned Nwoko, reveals how Southern men contribute to prostitution. I don't know what angle Ned is bringing this from, but we all know that Ned Nwoko is fond of marrying a lot. That means he has a lot of wives, with his concubines not listed yet, but we are focusing on the fact that he has a lot of wives. So Ned is coming out to reveal that the Southern man is contributing to prostitution by not accepting polygamy. Like, hello, who came out a couple of time ago to say that he gets married to people he gets into relationship with because he wouldn't want them sleeping around. So how many women can you get married to just to prevent women from sleeping around? I mean, that is a personal choice. But Ned Nwoko is saying that the Southern men in Nigeria are contributing to prostitution by not accepting polygamy. When we're talking about a Southern men, all those in the southern part of Nigeria that don't really embrace polygamy, but in one way or the other, if you really want to look at this particular situation right now, the Southern men, there are a lot of them who are into polygamy. Like, I'm from the south, I know the home I'm coming from, so there are a lot of them who are actually doing polygamy and are doing it super well. I mean, as long as you have the funds to take care of every wives and their kids, why not? But Ned has brought out his opinion saying that Southern men in Nigeria are contributing to prostitution, phrase, or because of religious belief and all that. But we know Ned is married to Regina Daniels. He's married to he's married to a whole lot of women. Let's not mention the numbers yet, but we all know he's married to. And there's even been speculations of him taking more women. Already he said he's trying to prevent women from sleeping around. That is why he's marrying them. Not near my sister. Okay, so interestingly, that's what Ned Woko is saying, that Southern men are contributing to prostitution in Nigeria because they are not accepting polygamy. Now, away from the movie industry and the whole, marital stuff in Nigeria, let's move into something else. Talking about Burna Boy, our Grammy Award winner, and our Grammy Award nominee. So, Burna Boy recently had a concert over the weekend in France, and to the surprise of his fans, his mother, who happens to be his manager, Bosse, can speak French price to a whole lot of fans. Because one thing I can say about Bosse is the fact that he has actually built a pillar in the music industry, not just in Nigeria, but in globally, because Burna Boy is now a global artist. Burna Boy is a global artist, and many times goes to his mom, who has been his manager for the past years now and doing super well. So the major story I'm bringing to you is the fact that Burna Boy's fans were stunned on the fact that his mother can fluently speak French, and that happened at his just concluded concert which he had in France. So watch a video to this. We'll be right back.
Bonsoir Paris. On est très content parce qu'on sait que ce soir c'est vraiment pour les fans. Alors, les gens qui sont pas là, et vous aussi, vous avez la chance de voir Burna à Paris La Défense le 20 mai l'année prochaine.
So that was Burna Boy's mother, who happens to be his manager, Bosse, speaking fluent French to his fans at a just concluded event he had in France. And also, Revelation indicates that she also speaks fluent Italian, German, and of course Yoruba. So she's representing pretty well. I mean, if you have a manager like that who is pretty much abreast with diverse languages and of course the show business of entertainment, who are we to say no? I know there's been tons of times where his exes, I'm talking about Burna Boy's exes, keep tagging him as the mommy's boy. If being mommy's boy pays the bills, please, everybody wants to be a mommy's boy, because right now it's all about paying the bills. So there you have it. Burna Boy's mom stuns his fans as she fluently speaks French at a just concluded concert he had in France. Wish him all the very best on that one. Now, away from that, let's move into the international scene, where this is quite I don't know if we should say a sad story. I'm talking about TV personality Simon Cowell looks unrecognizable. We all know Simon Cowell, right? The man with the attitude that is, of course, has discovered a whole lot of talent over the past couple of years now. And one thing you should know about Simon Cowell, some time back, he came out to reveal that he would no more be doing Botox. Now, Botox is, if you are a beautician, if you are into fashion, if you're into, the whole skin therapy thing, you know what Botox is. Botox is kind of a medication they used to put on, parts of their body, especially their face, for them not to look old, not to look aged. So you see a lady who's done Botox, she's like 60, but she's looking like in her mid-30s. Botox is taking place. But now we don't know what is happening. If it is a Botox gone wrong or it's a surgery gone wrong. He came out in a recent promotion he was doing for America's Got Talent, and during that particular video, his face was not looking appreciable, it was looking depreciable. There's a video to this. I would want you to watch this. I'll be right back.
I always say on this show, 2 or 3 minutes can change your life. And it has. And maybe this time it's going to be you. So please audition now for next year's season, and I'm looking forward to it.
So that was Simon, and I mean, by now my producer should be showing to you his actual look, the looks we all know, and then now, like his eyes is a bit depreciating, but we don't know the medical condition he's currently going through, but we are hoping that he recovers from it. We don't know if, as I said earlier on, it's a Botox treatment gone wrong, or it's just something like, well, wouldn't want to give a full say on this, because we are hoping to get more details about this, because mind you, this particular video you just saw right now was later on deleted on the platform it was on, Twitter to be precise, after the reactions from social media. Fans were pretty much concerned. They were like, what is happening? Is he healthy? Is he okay? A whole lot of concerns started popping up, and they had to take out the video, but we have it. That is why we have shown it to you. So yes, Simon Cowell looks unrecognizable in the most recent video. Now, finally, on today's EP Extra, but before I do that, don't forget that the program is coming to you live from our studios here in Accra, Ghana. You can follow us on our various social media handles on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. You can also log on to our website, www.eptvafrica.com. If you're just logging on, you've kind of missed majority of stuff we've done already, as well as Sports Therapy by Ray, but you can have a repost of this Monday's edition on our various social media handles. All you just have to do is to subscribe and turn on your notification. Now, finally, on today's EP Extra, I'll be talking about Hollywood star Keke Palmer expecting her first child. Now, Keke happens to be one of my finest. I mean, I really admire her work in the movie industry. She's been good so far. She started as a child actor, so her fame actually came from, her being a child, her being a baby, and graduating into the woman she is today. She's actually 20 years old. She's 29. We know she's not married, but she's seeing someone. They are doing things, and that things has led to pregnancy. Prior to she publicly revealing that she's pregnant, there's been speculation on the fact that Keke Palmer is pregnant, but she has not officially come out to reveal. This time around, it's not like an hidden thing. It is open. Everybody can see. As we say in Pidgin English, they better not come outside, like we say literally. So Keke Palmer has revealed that yes, she is indeed pregnant and expecting her first child. At 29, she's expecting her first child. We've not heard about any marriage and divorce or anything, but now we know that Keke Palmer is expecting her first child. We are hoping that after the birth of her first child, probably marriage will follow. But you all know these Western people and these celebrities and how they do with their marriage and their relationship. Let's not get into that. But we are happy on the fact that Keke Palmer is pregnant and she's healthy, and has revealed to her fans worldwide that yes, indeed, she's pregnant. We are looking towards the delivery and see if she has a boy or a girl. Wish her all the very, very, very best. Now, that's how I wrap up on today's EP Extra Monday's edition, which came to you live from our studios here in Accra, Ghana. A whole lot is happening, and the year is gradually coming to an end. So lot of stuff we have to thank God for, yes, because 2022 has not been an easy one at all. We wouldn't want to talk about the economics up and down and all that, but we're thanking God that we are here, and we are here still kicking. So today's EP Extra, I want to say a very big thank you to everybody that put it up together. My crew, and of course to my colleague Irene Parks, who you saw earlier on the street, asking a cross-section of the Ghanaian public what they think about Dede Are You Missing a Penalty. There's something I wanted to say about that Dede Are You penalty thing. So right now, the throne has moved from Asamoah Gyan. The throne is now on Dede Are You. We are waiting to see the next person that will carry the crown. You all know what I'm talking about if you've been following Ghana Black Stars for the past couple of years now. So we still wish them all the very best. I mean, as he said in his post, never say never. They are still going to come back stronger. And I also want to say a very big thank you to my colleague Ray Benson, who brought you Sports Update. If you missed that, you can have a replay right here on our various social media handles. Once again, my name is Kelvin Fnk. I will see you guys with another EP Extra on Wednesday. It's a wrap from me. When it comes to trending stories in the world of entertainment, you need an authentic platform to keep you updated.
That's where we come in with EP Extra on EP Radio TV.
On EP Extra, we bring you the most informative and interesting stories in the world of entertainment.
Coupled with the general public opinion on trending issues, we also bring you podcasts on social media.
A segment of EP Extra which highlights on social media trends for the day. So join me, Kelvin Fnk.
And me, Irene Parks. With me, your hot gossip.
At this time, live on EP Radio TV Africa. Follow us on our various social media handles on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube.
EP Extra, your infotainment hub.